And hello again, folks. It is I, Kamikaze, here to bring you some more Danganronpa. And I don't really remember where we left off. I think we just got into investigating what's-his-face's place. Dot dot dot.
Shuichi! Huh?
Huh? Oh yeah, I completely forgot. Tenko was just killed during that seance. Through that floorboard.
But you know, listen up. Okay.
Yeah. You did it, didn't you? You evil son of a bitch!
Right.
So, I mean, given the aspect of the room, there wouldn't be anyone in the room. Wait. I have a random thought, so I'll explain it after I find out more about this. The victim is Tenko Chabashira, the ultimate Aikido master. Well, you can't fight back when you're underneath a metal grate. The body was found in the middle of an empty room on the 4th floor. The time of death is approximately 11 a.m. The only visible injury is a stab wound to the back of the neck. Well, it's the same MO as the other person. But how? Without being able to, like, make a sound. Yeah, stab wound on the neck, the same as Angie's cause of death. I really hate this kid. I am just seething. Is that the word? Or I want him to be set on fire and just stare at him.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Hey!
Aw, they're so cute together.
What? Curse? Kaito, calm down. No way there's a curse. Don't screw around.
You're the one who's screwing around. Do you want to die?
Oh, come on. Couldn't have done that same voice line where it was menacing. Salam! A dull sound reverberated through the room.
Are you okay?
Kaito, are you okay?
My bad.
Ow! Okay, it looked like a lot less from the side. Kaito left the room, still a bit wobbly.
That's correct.
This is...
Was it gonna turn into a triple murder or something?
How can this be?
Tenko's death caught us all off guard. Everyone is panicking. I have to keep it together. I have to work even harder. 'Cause I'm a detective. Resume. Gotta love it.
Well...
Got it. No.
Let me guess, you're a built-in flashlight.
Ah!
And let me guess, your high beams are on.
Huh?
Listen up!
Oh, I guess this is what she was doing when she was fiddling around with his innards. New power?
His eyes lit up.
That's it?
I, Muiruma, the gorgeous girl genius, have installed a new function in Kibo.
Okay, at this exact moment, I believe he's a robot.
Just leave it to me. I will become the guiding light that shines on you all.
She probably installed a bomb, too.
Shine on, shine on! Shine on, you crazy fucking diamond!
So that's what I walked in on.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Kibo's flashlight function has been added to the truthful section on your modipad. Okay, wasn't there like, yeah, a hole in the corner? There's a small opening in the corner of the room. It doesn't look big enough for a person to get through, but still.
Is this...
What? Something's dropped down there.
Got a minute?
Okay.
Right, let's do it, because it couldn't fit a person, so let's fit through. It's the white sheet we used for the seance. This was placed on top of the cage. Q was the one who removed it.
Is this...
But
Which means she couldn't have been stabbed through the fabric. Well, I should stop speaking. Which means Tenko wasn't stabbed through the cloth.
Okay.
A white sheet has been added. So, I mean, given the aspect of creepy mask dude, little witch bitch, jackass that's tiny in the corner, and me. Obviously, it's not me. I'm too damn cool for this. The only person that was standing in that corner was the little witch bitch. I mean, I'm giving my information of what I was thinking at the point before. She's the tiniest one, which means she could possibly fit down there during the thing, crawled underneath, and then stabbed her in the back of the neck because she was really pissed off at her for what someone did to Tenko. Not someone did to Angie. Or she killed both. Either way. I'd have more information, but fuck it. I'll say what's on my mind later. It's the wooden dog statue used in the seance. I believe it's called the Dog God. During the seance, this wooden statue was on top of the cage. It took 4 of us to remove it.
if I remember correctly,
You said it was about 175 pounds. That's about the weight of 2 girls.
What?
What?
I'm kidding.
At least she's learning to have jokes.
Is this...
Yeah, Tenko wouldn't have been able to get out. Which, now it just occurred to me when it comes to the blood stain. The blood that landed on it looked like it was the board was displaced after she was killed.
okay.
Yeah, you're right about that. That didn't sound like you were kidding earlier. Well, I guess I can only look at Tenko's body currently. Hey, does the blood look different than what it did before? And her legs are floating. Oh, it's probably perspective. Tenko's dead body. She took her last breath crouched like this. According to the Monokuma file, her only injury is a stab wound to the neck. This wound was fatal. This must have been caused instant death. I didn't hear a scream during the seance. Did hear like a thunk, right? Wait. Would Tenko really keep her mouth shut despite the pain? No, she wouldn't have done that. She probably just had instant death.
Huh?
What do you mean?
What's the point? Okay.
But how did they see so well in the dark?
That's obvious.
Well then, that makes sense. I have a
By
new
the way-
partial theory. You're right, I don't see an obvious murder weapon. That could be a clue. So maybe the thing they see over in the corner is whatever was used to end up stabbing her in the back of the neck. And the thing was someone lifted up the thing and then stabbed her in the neck, which caused it to bleed. If you look on the grate over there, that blood had to have spurted up, which would have hit the sheet. Which would explain the blood on the sheet. So we have... But still doesn't explain the floorboard there. Wow, the floorboard is loose. No. And it's the one right under Tenko.
Why?
Because it said back of the neck, so there's no way... Whoa, pardon me. That they could have gone up and under. I mean, how would they do that? Like some kind of fish hook?
If I remember correctly.
It wasn't like this before. It must have come loose during the seance.
Why?
But
A floorboard this thick and heavy wouldn't have come loose easily. Then someone must have loosened it on purpose. Who selected this middle room? Crooked floorboard. This is the cage used in the seance.
Is this...
okay.
Yeah, big enough for a person to fit inside. As we already know. Wait, given the aspect, if you compare it, that would make it that she's almost 5 feet tall in the crouched position. We were supposed to remove it as well. Namiko rushed in to remove the cage first. Well, that's right, she like flipped up the cage.
Hey. Is this...
Technically, wouldn't that be the top of a cage? Bottom of a bowl? Bottom of a strainer?
That's true.
Yeah, I imagine so. The splatter must have been made when she was killed.
What do you mean?
No shit.
Okay.
I think you're right. Tenko went under the cage before the seance. But when the cage was lifted after the seance, she was already dead. See, this is the blood thing I was talking about. It looks like the blood connects and doesn't just drip into the floor. But that's probably just me.
Then...
How could she have been stabbed right when the cage was lifted?
Huh?
Perhaps she wasn't killed during the seance, but the exact moment the cage was lifted. That is a possibility. But what was that sound in the middle of the seance? There's a rock next to Tenko's body. This must be... Tenko had her forehead on this rock hunched over. She had to make herself small to fit inside. Whoa, I skipped forward. So, her head wasn't on the stone anymore, and there's no blood on the stone. Whoa, the hell is this? I just scrolled the mouse wheel and... that is freaking cool! Look at all these pretty lights. Candles hung on the walls. They're the only source of light in the room, other than Kibo currently. There are no windows in this room, so without the candles, it was pitch black. But how did the culprit kill Tenko in complete darkness? That is something I'd want to know. I mean, I can't think of anyone who would be able to see in the dark, except for maybe the ultimate assassin and Kibo. Kibo being a robot and shit. Oh, well, I don't know why I checked both of them. They're all, like, glowing energy. It seems like some people are and some people aren't. Let's go check out Kibo.
Leave it to me.
I know there's something... Whoa, wait, what? Why do I have to investigate like this? Do I? No, I don't. Weird.
Well...
Floorboards aren't nailed down. They're just lying on top of cross pieces. That's what Gaunta told me. That's probably the reason why they're a little unstable. Well, the boards are fairly thick and sturdy. I can't imagine they'd come loose easily.
Is this...
Depends on the person.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose. It was you! Although you look really sick.
Hey!
You're gonna have to replace your clothes again.
Wait,
I'm now imagining Gaunta, like, shaking her in midair. She little, like, snaps in half, and then...
What?
A body has been discovered!
like I thought.
Well, Tenko had a really thing for Himiko, but there's no returned affection. Himiko.
Why?
Someone's assassinating the entire student council. Who will be next?
How can this be? That cannot be.
Wow, that's the first time I've seen him look sick.
I knew it.
Kyo, I know the murder was pretty
But
shocking.
of course.
Oh, never mind. Oh, you little shit! He seems more concerned by that than the murder.
Ah, yes.
This is stupid.
I see, yes.
Why don't we go burn the book and bring someone back? Ask them who killed them.
Is that so?
Position as a turtle. But now that you mention it, I remember hearing a strange sound during the song. Yeah, that was a really loud sound. It'd be like almost if the dog god fell over. But how would that work? It was pretty loud for someone tripping. Perhaps
What do you
Kyo.
Yes.
So he took off the white cloth. I'm trying to think of that. Why was he the only one to put on the cloth or take off the cloth? It's a damn cloth.
No.
Then
Well, that's...
That is a problem. Pardon me.
I see, yes. How?
Oh my god, will you shut up about the damn seance?
Perhaps.
Well, you couldn't really sneak in there without the hallway lighting it up, right?
what's the point?
Maki never was one to pull her punches. Yes, investigation.
No.
Not necessarily.
Huh?
But the thing was, she volunteered to go into the thingy. And the midget was the original one who said she would.
Could it be...
So you believe that Tenko was killed during the seance?
Fucking moron!
It's true that Tenko was alive before the seance began. I think someone just didn't, that was paranoid that would actually work, didn't want her to speak so that way they knew who killed Angie. So I believe it's probably the same killer. Or the same set of killers. Because there was still the blunt force to the head and then the stab to the neck on Angie. Tenko answered Kyo, so at the point she was most certainly alive. But when the candles were relit, she had already been killed. That means she was killed in the dark. I'm positive. What time exactly was Tenko killed after the lights were blown out? That may be an important point to the case. Talking little shithead over here.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Stop it.
Cry later.
What? Because.
Okay.
I need to find the truth and to pin down the culprit for Tenko and all of us.
I guess.
Okay, now her ass is facing me. Yeah, blah blah blah. Seriously, there has to be something here. Am I done? Nope. Now that I learned about the scroll mouse. Ruined magic circle. I talked with her, talked with her, talked with her, talked with... No, didn't talk with her. I poked at her body. Talked with him, talked with him, talked with him, talked with her. I don't... What if I go here and do that? All over the corner of the room. Space under before I check into there and crooked floorboard. I mean, I've already checked these things here, didn't I? There's no blood pool for me to look there. Already looked at the sheets. Already talked with everyone. I'm assuming this has some kind of magical function. She's a bitch. Wait a moment. Oh, I guess each one of the things that's important starts glowing pretty colors. Let's just systematically go through this again. Wait, can I? Oh, there's nothing in this room for me to slap around. Uh-huh. Okay, let's just start from the left and move that way. What about the monitor? Yeah. I mean, during it being lifted up, I could see like a stabbing taking place there and having the blurred spurt up. And I checked that corner just like 2 seconds ago. Let's talk with her again.
Well,
Oh, I didn't check the ruined magic circle.
oh dear.
Well,
Yes.
what?
Ridiculous.
Right already.
Maki really doesn't beat around the bush. It's kind of refreshing, actually.
But
In any case, with all these footprints, I can't make out an original circle.
So what? Hey,
He seems depressed. Suppose that makes sense. There, now we're done, right?
hey,
Maki, we finished investigating up here. Perhaps we should check under the floor.
by the way,
Hey, let's take one of Kibo's eyes.
that's true.
okay.
Okay.
Got it! I pulled off some of the floorboards near the hole and took the candle from Maki. Because she wasn't going to go first because I'd look right up her skirt, and she knew it. Then we carefully made our way through the hole and under the floor. There's a lot more spacious than I thought. You can move pretty easily on all fours.
Okay.
Let's look around for clues.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh my god, where they reached through and hit her with a sickle. But how could they do that with such accuracy? I could only think that, freaking Assassin Girl would have been able to do that. In the dark? I was thinking like maybe she had a robot that do something similar, but a sickle? There's a sickle here, and there's blood all over it.
Okay.
Blood on the sickle is fresh. This is it. This is the murder weapon.
is this...
Wait, I thought she didn't have blades. No, she was inefficient with swords, right?
Huh?
It did?
Well,
Well,
If she was attacked with this, she wouldn't stand a chance. The blade's about 6 inches.
that's right.
but
Even if this is our murder weapon, how did the culprit attack Tenko in the cage? The blade could fit through the gaps in the cage, but could it reach her neck? I mean, that sheet was opaque. Could light not go through it? But then again, there's such enclosed area. And Tenko wouldn't have moved?
That's true.
Then her posture is the question.
Hey,
that's true.
Or they could have been under the floor the entire time. You know, that's a possibility that they were there the entire time. Or that they were there after they knew where the center of the circle was going to be. Blood dripping from the gaps in the floorboards. Fresh blood. This is definitely Tenko's. Tastes like iron. No one wears it. There we go. Oh!
Ah,
How would that have happened? They would have had to have known where the center of the seance was going to be. But how? The only one who would know about the center of the entire circle would have been Creepy Boy with the mask. But that doesn't make any sense because he was up there and there's no way for him to get all the way down here from his location. Could he? Look, part of the crosspiece that supports the floorboard is cut off.
that's true.
And from what I can see of it,
that's true.
but when? There should be saws in the warehouse that could have been used. That could have used that. They could have... Question is why? Obviously for the murder. Maybe someone was trying to kill the midget and ended up getting Tenko by mistake because Tenko decided to switch places.
Then,
The floorboard underneath Tenko's body is loose, and the crosspiece supporting it has been cut. If the culprit did all of this, then why? To kill. But why is there blood on this side like that? Seems a little odd. Unless... No, never mind. Wait. You flip the board completely over, that blood stain would match the edge over there. I mean, look. Well, yeah, we'll let this do this thing. There's a blood stain on the ground underneath the loose floorboards. But that's pretty far from where Tenko's blood was dripping down. It's under the same floorboard, but just at different ends. Why is there blood here?
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, and it's dry.
What do you mean?
No, it's dried.
That's true.
I wonder. I can't really be sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but these blood stains here are completely dry. There must have been some reason these particular stains are dry. Someone cut themselves while cutting the board, which meant they were inefficient with using power tools, I guess. Or something. Someone injured themselves. Me at this point, check everyone for an injury that's fresh or recent. Other than the dead person, because they're kind of dead. Candle! Some of the wood has corroded and is broken off. You can see into the next room.
Hey.
It looks like natural rot. This hole wasn't made intentionally. But I can get into the next room through here.
That's true.
No.
True, it would have been difficult moving around under the floor. We did alright because we had a light. Without that, it'd be pitch black. That might make it impossible to move around in there.
Nope.
But wouldn't that be seen through the floorboards?
Well.
True. They used a light to move around under the floor? Is that possible? I'd be like, Kibo, turn off the light. Can you see this? I think we finished investigating here.
Is that all right?
Maki, you want to head back up? After Maki and I crawled out from under the floor, we put the floorboards back and returned to our investigation. And at this point, I am going to call this episode Same Rules Apply. If this was entertaining to you, please remember to do all the things like that like, subscribe, and blah 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 buttons that help me out and make me want to make more videos for you. And I'll see you all in the next episode of Danganronpa.